Hey there, let's talk about dress code for Marines when they are not in their uniform and they are wearing civilian clothes. And let's talk about what is appropriate for parents to wear to graduation and when they go visit their kids on their bases. And that's for any branch. All right, so first of all, if you were in my live the other day, you heard us having a big conversation about dress code and what the Marines should be wearing when they are not in their uniforms. First, I want to say that Marines do not travel in their uniforms, so they will change after graduation. And then this conversation also morphed into what they should be wearing when they are on base and out and about, because they are always a Marine. And everybody can tell. I can tell you that from personal experience. When we go places, people just know my son is a Marine. And it's humbling, but he has an image to keep up, right? He's a Marine, so they want to dress right. If you go into the link in my bio, I have a tab for Dukes. And in that tab, he sent me a Marine Corps dress code PDF. It is linked in there. You can see it right here. If you go in there and you click on it and you scroll down to the bottom, there's a bunch of information in it and also a picture. What I want to say about this picture right here, yes, it's a male, but these rules also apply to females. So ladies, please dress appropriate. Be wary of the fact that you're a Marine and you represent an image and a brand also. All right, so when you leave graduation, your sons and daughters can leave the base with their uniforms on, but they must change pretty soon after, if you're going to start traveling, into their civilian clothes, or they can change on base before they leave. Now, I want to talk about parents. I was sent this picture the other day. Let's talk about what is wrong with that. So much is wrong about it. So much is wrong. I don't even really need to talk about it. Please be wary that we are representing our children when we go on base, when we are doing things in life, and going to graduation. Dressing appropriate does not make it okay to look like you just came off of the pole, or you're heading to the club, or whatever it is that you are trying to get out of that. I know you think it's cute. I know all of that stuff, right? Because I was young once too. I didn't dress like that, but I was young once too. And I just want you to remember, when our kids were little, their behavior and what they did was a direct reflection on how we raised them. Well, the tables have turned. And now it's a direct reflection on what kind of parents we are with our behavior and how we dress. Please dress appropriately when you are going to graduation for any branch, when you are going to visit your sons and daughters on their respected branches, and when you're out in public with your service member. That kind of outfit is just not appropriate. It's not. And if you look at the picture, everybody's looking at this person like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, what the F, right? What are you thinking? There's no, first of all, there's nothing in life that would make me wear those kind of boots anyways, but I'm just saying it's not an appropriate place. I'm not going clubbing when I'm going to the base to see my son, and I'm pretty sure you're not either. So dress appropriately. If you want to dress like that and go out and you're not representing the Marines or the Navy or the Army or the Air Force or the Coast Guard or the Space Force, then live your life. But when you're with your sons and daughters for graduation or for being on base or something like that, please dress appropriately. I always go with the rule of thumb. Business casual is good. Somebody asked me if leggings were good for women. That's fine. If you wear a shirt long enough to cover up your stuff, all of that stuff. Because I wear leggings a lot, right? But I wear stuff that covers me up. And, a nice pair of jeans, shorts, any of that stuff would have been much more appropriate than what that person had on. All right, so moral of the story is dress code for Marines is linked in the bio. And parents and loved ones, please dress appropriately for visits to bases and graduation. We are going to look back on those pictures for a very, very long time. And you don't want to look like you just came out of the club and spent all night there, went from the club right to graduation. All right, have a good night.